Should be working. The event is now starting.
Should be going live right now.
I know. We will find out in just a second.
Here, click on the other one.
Uh-huh.
And we've been live for 7 seconds. All right.
Potentially. Yes.
Yes. All right, well, welcome to the Video Games vs. Airsoft live show. I've got Josh on here. We're going to be talking about video games we like to play. You know, obviously we like playing Airsoft, but and how they relate to Airsoft themselves.
Definitely.
And actually, before we get going on this live show, I would like to show you 2 quick videos, the intros of which...
Maybe I should swap seats really quick.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let me swap beverages. All right. Okay, so we've done a number of videos in the past that are usually tattoo gearhead loadouts based on pretty popular video games.
Yeah, definitely.
The first of which I want to show you is the Battlefield 4 support loadout, and you actually did the intro to this, which I thought was legit.
Yeah, I really liked this video. It was a lot of fun to work on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So let me just give you a quick preview right now. Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors. Hi GITV, I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand here with Spencer the Combat. Alright, so as you can see, pretty cool video, you know, of a Battlefield 4 support loadout. Josh, I mean, you know, you used to play Battlefield 4 pretty frequently as myself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when this is right around the time, I think I want to say E3, like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, when the game first was initially being released. We got some pictures that were sent to us by, I think Greg actually sent those to us.
Greg Wong at E3?
Greg Wong, knowing stuff about Battlefield, who would have thought? But yeah, he sent me over some pictures, and we decided, hey, you know what, let's do an awesome tactical gearheads. On one of the classes, the only one that we really could get the kit for happened to be the support class, because a lot of the stuff that they use on there is...
some of it's kind of rare.
Not only that it's rare, that it's so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was like a $300 pair of gloves. So it's like, yeah, I mean, we would love to do, obviously, the most legit tactical gear hits we can and get everything perfect. Because I love doing that kind of stuff. But, man, when you got a $300 pair of gloves, it can be a bit difficult to do that, so...
Now, I thought what was also interesting is that, you know, a lot of folks that play video games, it kind of informs what kind of loadouts they make. Like, you know, I've definitely seen people who, you know, would do the support gunner loadout. I've seen people replicate the assault loadout from Battlefield 4 pretty well.
Yeah, definitely seen that one.
Obviously, though, you know, they're not using $300 sets of gloves for the most part. Yeah,
I mean, I think there's definitely, like, it kind of, at some point, like, doing a video game theme loadout obviously is very cosplayer. I mean, we have the awesome benefit of being able to buy the gear and actually use it for something other than cosplaying, by playing Airsoft, which is kind of a cool advantage. But yeah, some of those loadouts are just the amount of detail and time I've seen people spend on those. You're going to talk thousands of dollars for loadouts. It's kind of like, I don't know if I would want to go play Airsoft with it. Just like, I'd be worried about ruining it or something, especially if it was like a kit specifically built for a certain purpose. You know what I mean? That was my only take on it.
It is pretty cool though. Like, I get like extra excited when I see, you know, kit from either, you know, a movie or a video game that I recognize. Like, I have seen a player who was dressed up, I believe it was like Soap from the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series. Yeah. And it's hard to replicate that mustache. It's pretty legit.
I mean, yeah, you definitely... Wait, Soap? I don't think Soap has the mustache.
What was the guy? Price. Price, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. No, he has the legit British mustache.
Yes. Price definitely has the most legit British mustache. What's that? Are you talking about Dylan?
No, it wasn't him. It was a person who I didn't know. But yeah, Dylan has run similar loadouts.
Yeah, definitely. And he looks the part, too. So that when he had his mohawk when I played at... was that facility down in San Diego. It doesn't matter. I can't remember what it's called.
ITS?
ITS, yeah. I was playing ITS, and he came out, and I was just like, dude, looks like the guy on the cover of the freaking
For those of you guys who don't know Dylan, he's actually, I believe it's DevTech Airsoft or Development Tactics Group.
I'm not sure if he's still running that or not.
No, I believe he is, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, DevTech.
Yeah.
So you can find him on Instagram, and I believe on Facebook. And there's actually one handle he hates going by. Team Therapist calls him Fastbender.
Fassbender.
Because he looks like Mike Fassbender.
It does kind of like Michael Fassbender. I can totally see that.
That being said, I mean, there are several video game loadouts, that I've wanted to see and that I've seen recently. Like, for example, we invited Greg Wong out here, aka Spartan117GW. You can also find him on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. With his Jeep and teddy bear. He's done a couple different video game style loadouts, most recently of which is from The Division, which I'm going to show you that intro video right now.
That was a cool video.
That was, and is.
I trained for a scenario like this my entire life. But it's worse than anything we could have imagined.
Hey guys, Spartan117GW here, and today on Tactical Gearheads we're going to be talking about a loadout for one of the hottest new games, Tom Clancy's.
All right, and we're back. First of all, I want to say hi to Milton Seligson. Great to see you back again.
Hey.
Yep.
I don't know who that is, but it sounds like he's excited to be back.
Oh, he's on our. He shows up for our live show a lot.
Ah, gotcha. Does Dick Butt show up for our live shows frequently?
Dick Butt has a different name on here. I think it's like Rad Play or something or other. But he actually, he now has an Instagram. And Violent Little Machine Shop, who makes patches, actually just
very cool patches.
They came out with their Dick Butt patch. I wanted to tag them on and be like, bro, they got your number.
Yeah,
so.
No, seriously. If you are, I guess the Dick Butt from our other chat or other live stream,
it's hard not to laugh.
Yeah, I know it's a great name. I do want to cover something really quick before we start talking more about the loadouts and stuff like that. Yes, I did used to work at Airsoft and Megastore. I no longer work for them, obviously, anymore. And I took a little bit of a hiatus, did some traveling. So if you guys haven't seen me on the channel for about a year, 2 years now at this point.
Maybe about 2 years.
I think about 2 years. I took a long break, just went to some traveling, went and saw some family in England, got to play Airsoft in a couple different places in the world. And just in general, I've been doing a bit of freelance stuff, and now I'm back here at GI helping them out. So yeah, if you saw me in Megastore for a little bit, I was over there doing that for a minute. Just kind of been bouncing around these days, finding some good jobs. But with that being said, obviously, the big games that are coming out, E3 is happening, or has happened at this point. I believe probably the biggest ones I think people are going to probably be doing loadouts on. I don't think it's going to be Battlefield 1. I feel like a lot of people would say that Battlefield 1 is like going to be the next game that everyone's like so excited for. And they're totally right. Like, I definitely think that Battlefield 1 is going to be phenomenal, and I can't wait to play it. But I have a strong feeling we're not going to see a lot of people replicating the loadouts from this type of thing. Or if they do, it's going to... I don't understand 100% like how... It won't be that difficult. I feel like it's just going to be a lot of like normal reenactments, guys that are already collecting the stuff anyways, right?
I mean, I would wager if we did see some
Can you have the chat up, please?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I believe if we do see some folks doing Battlefield 1 loadouts, I think we would see a resurgence in the usage of bolt-action rifles or BARs, for that matter. Yeah, because BARs, were in World War One.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true. I feel like what else though? Really, like, do we have that? Like, what other guns out now would still apply for that? I feel like
the Springfield 1903, the BAR, like I previously mentioned.
I know that was around back then.
Oh yeah, crazy. No, it was actually originally designed there to be a walking gun to fire into the trenches. They even made a hip holster where you're supposed to walk and fire it. So you
hip fire a bar.
Yeah. It's literally a horizontal thing where you stuff the stock in, and as you're walking towards a trench, you're like blah 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 blah.
Wow.
It wasn't as effective as they originally thought.
So for those of you who don't know, I have picked up a BAR, BAR, when I was in Vegas, and that gun is very heavy. So the concept to me that you would at the time during World War One, I mean, people were quite small back then. Nutrition was not something that was very prominent. So I'm saying there were not huge dudes to walk around carrying these gigantic guns. Like, that was a very heavy gun to hip fire.
I wouldn't say that people were generally smaller than. I would just say that maybe in certain areas, nutrition wasn't as good, so that they didn't have the ability to grow to the huge size that they do now. But they're still big guys back then.
I'm not saying that they would not be strong enough to do it. What I more so mean is that, man, I just couldn't imagine trying to do trench warfare, hip firing like a bar. Like, obviously, that's going to be extremely difficult.
No, it didn't work out as well.
Such an awesome gun, though. But I mean, realistically, though, like, what other stuff in Airsoft do you think? I mean, I was trying to think of like guns earlier today, like what people could possibly use to build off of.
I mean, I don't know if I don't think a Car 98 was around for World War One.
I think it might have been.
That was in World War II, obviously. But,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Definitely the 1911 A1 was around.
You want to scroll down?
Oh, yes. Actually, I want to answer this question real quick. Okay. Hey, Bob, remember me? Yes, I do, Frank Woods. Good to see you back there. When will Airsoft GI start custom painting guns? We are still getting that process going. Our tech department is actually overworked at the moment, so we can't really get the custom painting in, but we are going to hopefully do it in the next couple months. When can I expect you guys to have Enola Gay smoke grenades? Well, as far as I know, our walk-in stores now carry them. Our Texas walk-in store has them, our Virginia walk-in store has them, and our California walk-in store should have them as well. I don't think we currently have it set up to sell online. We're still working that out, but they are available at our walk-in stores, which is awesome.
No, you should have scrolled through. So.
Okay.
So we could at least see like what.
Well, here's where we were.
Oh, I thought it was a lot further down.
Nope. Okay. Do we think there will be more World War gun replications for Airsoft in the future? Personally, I think if there's a sincere interest in it, like someone mentioned the Mosin Nagant, that would be an interesting rifle to see in World War One.
I feel like the Mosin Nagant would just be an interesting rifle in general.
Yeah,
I feel like it's such a hugely. It's like probably one of the most easily available rifles you can get a hold of. I would imagine. At this point,
any Walmart, or maybe not Walmart, but what's that store I hate? Big Five. I hate Big Five.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Learn something new every day.
So. Well, when I used to be a summer camp counselor, like all these kids who were, from outside the United States who come to the summer camp, their parents had no idea what camping gear to buy, and they would just buy something at Big Five. And the crappy quality of camping gear at Big Five almost got a couple kids killed. So.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see why you would have some disdain for them.
Yeah. Like some kid almost fell off the side of a hiking trail, and I grabbed the shoulder strap on his pack, and it literally started to unravel. And I grabbed his shirt, and his pack went tumbling down the hill.
Wow.
Yeah, and I looked at my co-counselor. I was like, "You didn't put like all the cooking, like the stove and all the cooking supplies in there, did you?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why?"
Yeah, it's down there.
That's for adults. Adults carry that. God. Anyway, all right, we're way off topic.
Don't shop at Big Five.
That being said, other video games that I would want to see stuff in Airsoft for, obviously the portal gun is not going to really be effective in Airsoft, but that would be legit if the science behind that was up to date. No, it's not going to happen.
Well, it depends on what science you're going with, but because if we're compressing time and we're stepping through that, that's fine. But if we're teleporting, now we have some issues. So.
Let's see, what other video games? Obviously there's
what's coming out. What's coming up soon? Like Modern Warfare has gone so far into the future that I feel like all of the guns, like they keep adding the Chris Vector because it's the most futuristic one that they can kind of.
Well, it's like that Vector system paired with like a 223 round or something higher.
Well, I think all of the guns that they're using nowadays are probably firing some like crazy ammunition types.
Yeah, like caseless rounds or something like that.
Right.
That's interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking over the comments as they come.
Do you guys like sniping or rushing? Let's do this a two-part question. In video games, do you like sniping or rushing?
Man, that's tough. I feel like I like rushing 90% of the time, and then 10% of the time I like to sit way back, watch the whole battlefield, and choose one guy to just keep sniping in the face.
I feel like for me, this should be a very clear indication. My name for my gamer name, gamer tag, whatever you want to call it, is Mr. Flanky. Because I am a very big fan of flanking and rushing. My entire game type when I play first-person shooters, for the majority, is usually to get as close as possible. Why don't you type in E3 games list? I'm just saying. I definitely love to get in people's faces and be as up close and as personal as possible in the video games because aggression definitely lends itself well to the battlefield, especially in small arena shooters. Now, when I play Airsoft, I am the complete opposite of that. I don't want to be the guy storming buildings. It's not really my prerogative. I definitely would love to sit in the back with a sniper rifle and have a lot of range, which is clearly my build type. I build guns that way. But yeah, I think maybe not do it in images search, so that way you can see a list instead of pictures of
Nope, got it.
Okay.
Got it. Sort of.
Still have no clue what we're going to talk about after any of those.
I actually do have a good one. Fallout 4.
You didn't answer the question.
Oh!
What is your Airsoft style of play?
My Airsoft style of play is mainly rushing. Back before I ever started working at GI, I was really big into sniping. I made my own ghillie suits. I generally was into gas sniper rifles.
Something you don't see very often nowadays.
No, you don't. And I mainly did it. I mainly like gas sniper rifles because I'd had those situations where being silent was the difference between being shot and not.
Right.
Or so like if I missed the first shot with my gas bolt action, I would have to quietly rack the bolt again with my pinky and put it back into place, because like it was just so quiet where I was playing, just outside of Bakersfield. And if I'd had a spring sniper rifle and you'd hear that I mean, I would have been dead.
And for a for a gun that shoots pretty hard, it's not this easy as to cock back quietly.
No,
it's not something you're going to do very slow and steady. It's a pretty hefty pull on a lot of those bolts.
Whereas a gas sniper rifle can be super quiet, racking the bolt.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, well, just literally just moving a BB into place, right?
Exactly.
So it's like as quietly as
No, I literally had to just like bring the bolt up, back like a centimeter, and forward again. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Can you go back to the chat? I can't interact with people if I can't see them.
Well, geez, Josh, I'm trying to answer the dang questions. So yeah, that's mostly how I play. I mainly rush, just because I have an axe. I want to get melee
Put it in
kills.
the other screen that we're not using.
What?
Put it in the other screen that we're not using.
Gosh, you're Mr. Persnickety here. There we go. I do want to address though Fallout, because there are actually some guns from Fallout 4 that have made their way onto the Airsoft battlefield, specifically at Battlehack Airsoft's game Revelations. The Revelation series is pretty awesome. It's more or less, I would say, like Fallout themed, but I did see someone come out with a fully functional plasma gun, and I say fully functional not in that it shot plasma, that it looked like it should function. It had all these bells and whistles and lights, and it looked like it functioned as an airsoft gun. So there are a lot of people making mods for their guns to make them look like guns from video games while still functioning on the airsoft battlefield, which I think is pretty cool.
Definitely.
Definitely a lot more wasteland themed guns I've seen as well, like after Mad Max came out. Now, even though it's not, actually I think there is a Mad Max video game.
Definitely. It's a really fun one.
So it was really fun to see one of the War Boys come out for one of our games. He was in like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he even had some chrome cake spray, so he was like, and like went out. He was unfortunately on the Rebels or on the Imperial side. So
Really? That is very surprising.
Yeah, usually I get a lot of the crazier costumes are on my side, like Banana Man, Biosuit Guy. God, I can't remember the guy who
Biosuit Guy.
Yeah, he showed up in a full what's it called, like
hazmat suit.
Yeah. But it was super hot, so I was like, man, he must be big.
I would not want to be trapped inside of a hazmat suit doing anything of rigorous activity.
Yeah,
that is.
Well, it's for
literally sealing the entire. I mean, I get the premise
Yeah.
of it, but like, make that dude a cosplayer or someone that's chilling like at the staging area.
Well, it was at our zombie game, and he got turned to a zombie pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the game, he was like walking around in a hazmat suit trying to get people. So
it's kind of cool for immersions. I'll give you that. I just feel like, man, I'd be dying. I'd be sweating so bad inside one of those.
Dude,
suits.
the creepiest thing that I ever had, and I know we're going off topic, but technically Jason from those horror movies, there are many video games about Jason. At the last zombie game I played, or we did a game pod, there's a guy dressed as Jason with a machete, and when he turned into a zombie, like he would literally get into a room and wait for people to come by, and he would just stand there staring at you. And I ran across the hallway, and I saw him, and I ran back, and he was gone. I was like, that is the creepiest crap I've seen on one of our games. Because like, he wouldn't even charge you, but he would just stand there with his blade at the side, and then would just disappear. I'm like, I'm going to be the other side of the field. Like, screw this. Like, no.
Well, I mean, especially in a field like Game Pod where it's so dark and you can't see anything, and the smoke just really adds to the creep factor of the whole situation.
Well, for sure.
So,
let's see. Hey, Bob, you ever thought about doing a monthly subscription for Airsoft GI where you send BBs and other small yet useful items? No, we have not. So thank you for mentioning it. That's a good idea.
It's semi-good idea. I think people have talked about doing
like
it
a
before.
GI box.
It's just too many complications with that, in my opinion. I mean, I guess I don't really know how many BBs people are using on a consistent basis, but I feel like, I don't know.
Well, let us know in the comments. Are there any video games that you guys would want to replicate the loadouts for Airsoft? Or are there any like Airsoft games you've been to that make you want to go play video games? Like I was talking to Josh about this beforehand. Back when I was playing Battlefield 4 regularly, sometimes I would play Battlefield 4 and it would want to make me go out to Tac City or want to make me go play Airsoft. And there have been a lot of times where I'll get back from SC Village or, Code Red, and I'll want to go straight into playing Battlefield 4. I feel like they're interrelated in that they both make me excited for the other one.
Yeah, I definitely got that feeling when I was playing Insurgency a lot. Like,
yes, that's a great game.
Yeah, Insurgency is very much, in my personal opinion, a very similar Airsoft experience. Within some, obviously not within some regards, but the feeling that I get from playing Insurgency is just like so very like, oh, I want to move up with my team tactically and try to rush. And it definitely makes me feel like I want to go play Airsoft. Like, after I play Insurgency for a day or two, and I go play Airsoft that week, and I'm much more aggressive on the field. Like, I definitely, like, I feel myself saying, like, oh, just push the lane, like, try to get up into your enemy's face. And I think that the video game logic of keep pressing it forward is something that a lot of Airsofters could really take into consideration, because you're going to die and respawn, so just come back in and keep playing. It's fun that way. So.
All right, we got a couple good comments I want to run through real quick. Anything you've ever seen on Borderlands as far as guns? Borderlands guns, I haven't seen that many in the U.S. However, Jai, you remember Jai Fraser?
Yeah, for sure.
The company he works for, they have been actually cranking out Borderlands-themed airsoft guns, and they look really cool. They're very unique looking.
I feel like Borderlands has, like, too many gun options to go with.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. There's just too many options, like, to try to say, like, oh, this is a fan favorite, let's create this kind of thing. Whereas, like, a game like Destiny, in a game like Destiny, where the weapons are also very unique looking, that the player base latches onto a certain one, you can start replicating that. I know there's a company that was 3D printing some of the guns from Destiny, but they were like Springers, though. They weren't like actual functioning like automatic pistols or anything like that. Like, I definitely think if somebody was going to do some really which one are you looking for?
Oh, I was actually I was going to go on a different topic once you're finished with that one.
Yeah, I definitely think like those type of guns, as far as like Borderlands goes, like would be really interesting. I'd be curious to see what the functionality of it would be, because I imagine it would just be like probably an M4 with a kit around it. So
yeah, probably.
Just turn it sideways.
Well, see, here's the problem when I move to the other screen. Now I have to take this off to change to the desktop. So I'm just going to leave this in here.
Cool.
Oh God, computer, you're being a pain in the butt. I'm gonna add this. Anyway, all right. So let me try and show this. I was basically reading the comments, and I noticed that there are a lot of people saying, "Hey, you know, when the new Modern Warfare, well, not new Modern Warfares, but when the next one comes out with the Modern Warfare remastered, you know, there are probably going to be some more folks doing kits like these, which is."
I really hope not.
You really why do you really hope not? Is it because you don't like Call of Duty in general, or something else?
No, it's just because the newest Call of Duty that's going to be coming out is very futuristic, right? So everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, but they're going to do the Call of Duty remastered. They're going to release the original COD 4 with some like updated skins. Not updated skins, actually. I don't think they're updating any of the skins. But like from the thumbnails and screenshots that I've seen, the game, there's not really even wearing a camouflage pattern. There's not enough detail in like some of those early models to really like create a loadout based off of it. So at least with the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare, if it was like Modern Warfare 2, I feel like there's definitely a lot more options for guns and stuff like that to do loadouts on. But I don't know. I feel like COD 4 was so basic in the amount of items and stuff that you can do customization wise that a lot of people really wouldn't have a lot of fun with that. Someone asked earlier, Milton, I think is his name. He asked, Josh, do you still use your SR25 Polar Star DMR? The answer to that question is yes. I actually got to use it not too long ago at a Lion Claw operation. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Someone was also mentioning Gears of War loadouts. I would really like it if I saw a legit Gears of War loadout on the field. However, I haven't seen anyone bring a working, was it Ripper gun? Is that what the main ones are called?
Yeah, I can't remember the official. I never really played the Gears of War games. It didn't really fit my fancy. Yeah. But I know that I think it's the Ripper, or it has the Lancer. I think it's
Lancer. That's it. I think that's it. That would be fun to see.
If you're gonna do a Gears of War loadout, though, I feel like it's like a requirement to be a bodybuilder. Like,
yeah,
like you can't put on a suit and be like a smaller dude and have it look right. Like the whole appeal to I feel like, in my personal opinion, the appeal to the game Wars, Gears of War franchise is like how just badass those guys look, right? I mean, just gigantic with the power armor. Like it's like 1,000 years before Warhammer started figuring out like power armor, right?
It wasn't exactly power armor, but do you remember there's this old video called Terry Tate Office Linebacker?
I was watching it earlier today.
Yeah, he's one of the voices in Gears of War.
Yeah, he's
A-Train, or the Coltrane. Coltrane, that's it, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Metal Gear Solid loadouts. I feel like that's pretty I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like you could do those pretty easily. Like,
But I haven't seen one though. I haven't seen someone come out in a Metal Gear Solid loadout. Although I would not want to go running out there with an eye patch on.
so my question is like, okay, a character from that game? Like, okay, if you're gonna replicate, I want to be Solid Snake. I want to be somebody from the series or General Soldiers, because like that's what I'm always curious about, right? Because like I feel like the cosplay is always like, I want to be the main character. I don't want to be like the regular militia dude or like the guy that's in the game. And like to me, I feel like if you're gonna do a military loadout or like a video game loadout, like with Airsoft, like it's so hard because you don't have any of that stuff that like the main guys are using, right? Like a lot of times, like they'll have shotgun shells like up here or like a weird like holster,
just things you wouldn't think of.
Yeah, you're just like, why would that ever be there, right? Like from an airsofter standpoint, like mounting my pistol on my shoulder, like why? I'm never gonna do that, right? So I'm always curious, like cosplay wise, I think it's awesome, but like playing with it, I have no idea how you would do it sometimes.
Now, here's one video game that I've seen someone replicate in Airsoft, and then now that I think about it, this would be really fun just for me to go out and play Airsoft with. Ninja Gaiden.
So what would be just literally the ninja?
Literally
ninja
just a ninja loadout. I saw there was a kid at Tac City Airsoft. I think it was just a little bit after I started working here.
Yeah.
He was on my team, and I was like, dude, do you have any guns? He's like, nope. And then pulled a ninja sword. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, bro. And he actually had ninja stars, and he would do this weird thing where he'd put them on his hand and he'd go. So they wouldn't go far, but he'd throw out like 5 real fast, and then he'd keep running. But he actually got some kills with his ninja sword, albeit people were distracted by me screaming, running with an axe.
Right.
But it was just really cool. So it's a video game.
Yes, this is very true. I have a bit of a. I'm not very happy about melee weapons in Airsoft at times.
Well, geez, I guess you're talking to the wrong damn person.
No, I just at some points you can't run down a hallway and just start like there was a couple of issues that I've had with melee weapons where like I'm just gonna run very quickly past all of you and I'm just gonna have the tip touch it, right? Kind of like.
Well, I mean, realistically, like if I've never been in that exact situation where I get behind a bunch of people and then just run my blade along everybody, but if I did, that would count if nobody's paying attention. I have knifed people from the back of the line almost all the way up to the front, and that's because no one's pulling rear security. If no one pulls rear security...
No, yeah. I definitely don't disagree with that aspect of it. I just more so mean like it kind of falls in that same line of logic as like, all right, if I turn and I come around a corner and I'm like, surrender, right? And there's like 4 or 5 dudes. Like if the first guy's looking at me and he didn't have his gun up or whatever, obviously he's going to surrender. But like, what about the other 4 dudes? Like, are they just, do I just like automatically shoot them, or like it's too close? Like, it just brings up a lot of that. Like, I don't really know what to do in this situation. So like, I'm kind of, it's like, oh, I guess I'll just take the death, and like, you can not be dead because you have a melee weapon and just walk away now. Like,
that would be really lame if someone came around a corner and was like, surrender, and there's 20 dudes there, and cause I have seen this happen before, not 20 people, but like 5 or 6. It's like surrender, and then like, hey, you guys are all supposed to do that. I said surrender once. You guys are all gone. It's like that's
it's just hard. Like I feel like obviously the rules and what you're playing, where you're playing, obviously are a big deal, a big thing to take into consideration. But I don't know. I guess it could be kind of a difficult. So a lot of people are saying I've seen a lot of this. The Hitman loadout, dual pistols, right?
I have seen that.
I've definitely I think dual pistols is pretty. I mean, everybody wants to live out that one movie fantasy until they go do it and they realize they can't hit shit. So. I've tried it. I couldn't hit anything. I don't even think when I did try it, it was so difficult for me to get out of the concept of pieing that I was just pieing like this, and I was using my other pistol like as like totally different direction, like not voluming of fire at all. Like I don't know. It was difficult for me to like get that in my head. Like, hey, you can shoot with this other hand now. Like I hardly ever shoot offhanded, so I never learned it.
Well, it can be good to have that other hand lined up where you know someone's gonna come around the corner, so you can just turn your head and fire.
True.
So
true.
Then someone else asked about what about a Marine from Halo? That would be pretty cool if the regular loadouts, not the Master Chief loadouts, were more accessible. I don't think those are easily purchasable.
Yeah, I mean, if you were obviously the Master Chief one is pretty much the standard, but like the regular infantry, I guess like ODST. Well, no, those are not exactly.
No, those are like paratrooper spec.
Yeah, I don't know where you would get the webbing or whatever gear they're wearing to hold. Actually, I don't even know. I've never really seen.
I mean, it's all cosplay. It seems like it's custom made. So
yeah, I guess at that point you would have to custom make something.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that the barrier to entry is a little high. How about a Revolutionary War loadout? Muskets. They say Colt 45 revolvers. I can't remember the caliber of the revolvers. Actually, no, they weren't revolvers. They were flintlock pistols.
Yeah.
They were revolvers in the Civil War. I actually had thought about doing that. I'd seen a gun. It was a spring musket, and then they had a spring flintlock. and both of them were really cool. I was like, this would be fun to take on the Airsoft battlefield. Obviously, I'd be outgunned, but I would have a lot of fun with this.
So we did that. We did that style of game, like when we
That
did
was Scouts and Knives.
Yeah, we did it. Like if any of you guys played old school Counter-Strike, actually the newest one has it too. Scouts and Knives was a very predominantly huge map where you just have a bolt-action scout rifle that takes 2 shots to kill somebody and a knife. Now, obviously, in Airsoft, 1 BB kills you, so we try to replicate that as best as we could with a 5-on-5 with everybody having bolt actions and a knife. And it was honestly one of the most fun days of playing Airsoft I've ever had with my friends. Like it was just such a fun game of everybody being on an even playing field and all of us having the same exact rifle and just having a blast. Like I feel like if you have the ability to buy 10 spring pistols and get a bunch of your friends to go out and like just go have fun with that for the day, like it is so crazy fun. When I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing, like now as I've been playing Airsoft for so long, like I find myself enjoying less and less of like the high end stuff.
Just dumbing way down.
Yeah, like yeah. I'm just like for a long time it was like, everything is, I want to shoot as far as I possibly can. Like that was my goal. It's still my goal a lot of the times. Like I want to be able to shoot as far as I possibly can, but like, man, just having a spring pistol and like just shooting a couple of your friends, like just having fun, like not taking the game so seriously at times, can be such a fun aspect of Airsoft that I feel like it doesn't. There's always a very, like, especially with Milsim events, it's so overly serious all of the time, and I feel like I go to a lot of Milsim events. I don't get to go like regular, just like go on like play days. My preferences are like shifting as time goes on. I just definitely want to spend a lot more time like just playing with my friends, having like ridiculously funny random games than I do like the big events, so to speak. And sometimes
immersions, bro.
Yeah.
I think when everyone is on the same level playing field of, you could say crappy guns or like beginner guns,
right.
It makes it more fun. And also, like, when you have a spring pistol and you're engaging someone really close and you both miss your shots, it's like it's funnier.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And when you do play like a regular competitive Airsoft game or recreational game, and you have like let's say a flintlock pistol or a Springer or something that's not up to par, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
That's why I personally like using spring shotguns. It does challenge me, and it also makes me feel a little happier when I actually get somebody.
Yeah, it's like the challenge is there, but the reward is also there too. So
yeah.
It's kind of like, I mean, if you're somebody that gets easily frustrated with dying, probably maybe you like don't. I don't know. Like if you have a hard time with getting killed, obviously upping your difficulty may not be the best thing for fun wise, but I mean, when you get to play so much like we do, it's kind of like, yeah, why not? That can be kind of fun. Like, I'll see if I can get a kill with it, right? Like that might be kind of funny. Like,
yeah, like there was this one moment when I was playing at SAS Black Ops in Atlanta recently where someone, I don't know, I can't remember who the player was, but they had a Polar Star and it was supposed to be on semi-auto, and they were probably firing at semi-auto, but they're doing it so fast, it sounded like full auto, and every time I'd stick my head out, it'd be like 20 shots went right by my head. So like I just kept peeking, waited, and it's like 20 shots, and then I shot one shotgun shot, 3 BBs to the face, and I was like, gotcha. Yeah. Like it just feels so good. So
no, totally. I could totally see that.
Yeah. Let's see if there are any other. HC Republic. No, I've not had a cheesesteak yet. I had there's a gentleman who we were talking about Philly cheesesteaks and how much I wanted one. It's a couple actually.
Well, there's a lot of your Philly cheesesteaks.
I actually had a chance to have a Philly cheesesteak this weekend, and I turned it down. But if you hear what I turned it down for, I think you'll understand. It was either Philly cheesesteak at a place where I was not completely confident they're going to do a good Philly cheesesteak, or 8-ounce New York steak with fries placed on a loaf of garlic bread.
An entire loaf?
Yeah.
That's pretty phenomenal.
So anyway, that's what I went with instead of a Philly cheesesteak, but I'm going to have one soon.
I can understand why.
Yeah.
What about a Spider-Man loadout, Bob?
I actually have had someone show up to one of our games dressed as Spider-Man. It was at GamePod. I can't remember for which game. However, those outfits are skin tight, and getting shot in the Liberty Bell or triple tapped in the tip.
Yeah, but if I can run around with like silly string, like who cares?
I would laugh so hard.
Like if I get you, like
if you give me a silly string, I'm counting it. Like I swear to God,
that would be the best. Just a dude in a freaking Spider-Man suit with cans of silly string, just.
What's gonna happen is like it's gonna hit me in the face. I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, just dang it.
That would be awesome. Yeah, if when we go up to GamePod, if you get a play around, which I don't think you're gonna have time.
I might, but yeah.
Yeah, or just give it to like if Kaylen Song from there's a team called Vicious and Delicious up there. It's a
nice
skull and cross bacon.
That's pretty awesome.
If he comes up, he's the guy who dressed up as a banana. And then, what was the other? He dressed up as Waldo, and then there's something else absurd.
Waldo's a good one.
Dude, he snuck up on entire teams dressed as a banana. He like flanked people as a banana.
Yeah, that's you gotta.
Yeah,
you can't even take cover because you see the top.
So yeah, I'll talk to him about doing the silly string because that'd be hilarious.
No, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would just laugh so hard if I saw that.
All right, Matt Gruen, and please forgive me if I mispronounced your name, is asking, does Tim play Airsoft still? Yes, and it's rare, but hilarious when it happens. Hopefully, I've got actually some footage of him playing Attack City when I think we all went. Actually, I don't know if you were there the night Tim played, but...
Maybe not. Not the pistol night.
Yeah. Well, he was out there, and hopefully it'll be on my personal channel, but I will try and get that edited soon. But he plays recreational Airsoft like he milsims, which is embarrassing. Like
so a lot of hanging around.
Yeah, no, the game starts, everyone rushes forward, and he just walks forward with the gun hanging on his hip. I was like, dude, you play this like you milsim.
So untactically.
No.
Like, until you get to the barrier, then guns up. And I know
he would just walk forward, and then he's like, there's a guy. And he would get him. He was doing well.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like you see people who are like overly tactical and like just like making sure they're always doing exactly what they should be doing on the corners and stuff like that, and you just have people like that are just like, whatever. It's just,
there to have fun.
Yeah.
This is actually a good comment, and thank you, Manta Dracoon. Somebody at BB Wars wore an Assassin's Creed outfit. The same game where someone showed up as a war boy, someone showed up as
Ezio?
Yeah, Ezio. Well, it depends on the game, but we'll go with Ezio Auditore.
Never played any of them. So.
They're great games.
But made by this company called Ubisoft. I always can mispronounce that one, so it's tough.
Get the feeling you don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, he did have that blade that shoots out, and he did get a kill with it.
Like he actually hit somebody with it?
No, he because it's spring loaded, but I didn't think he wanted to break it, so like he came up, like ejected it out, and then swiped him with it.
I feel like if I had a GoPro on, I would have been like, look down, like just get that shot, like do it, and then just like right back. Like, that would be such a cool little kill.
Oh man. So yeah, I actually forgot about that. So thank you, Mantra Dracoon. That was actually a good comment. Bob, are you going to the East Coast BB Wars? Sadly, I will not be able to. We have a game the week after in Northern California, so I'm going to be preparing for that game. Our East Coast staff are going to run an amazing game at Augusta Airsoft, and I actually got a call from them today saying it's possible they'll be getting in some special things for the event. I don't want to say it completely or at all right now, so I shouldn't have even led up to the sentence. However, if it does go through, it will be... No, not glow sticks. It will be fun and possibly armored. So, that being said...
Disco ball?
What? Yeah. B-Man, just playing your undies. I have seen people do that at our events, and actually Tim vs. Bob 2, one of Team Therapists, was just wearing shorts and a bow tie. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, it was ballsy.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Someone was asking earlier, they were like, scroll back up just like two things. Someone asked, a Ghost Recon Wild Runs, Wildlands, what he was trying to say. Wildlands loadout. So the Ghost Recon Wildlands, first of all, is a game made by Ubisoft, which I don't like. Second of all the loadouts that I've seen there's really no, I mean, it's just a cosplay. Like, it's literally just a mercenary kit stuff. There's
it did seem like a PMC loadout. I mean, the stuff did look pretty cool, so I can see some people doing it, but it doesn't seem like anything that blows my mind.
No, I mean, like, realistically, you have a hat on right now. I can just have a plate carrier on. You swap out your jeans for some tactical pants, and you're pretty close to like some of the pictures I've seen, at least. So maybe as like more time goes on, they'll produce more interesting screenshots of like the characters. We might try to do something like that, but so far it seems pretty eventful.
We got a question from Metal Queer Solid, and how about an airsoft suicide vest? Just dict tape tornado grenades to your chest. Duct tape.
He corrected.
Yeah, he did correct. Yeah, my bad. Actually, it's interesting you mentioned that. Do you remember Andrew, Hong Kong style? Mm-hmm. He worked here. At Tim, okay. All right. Stupid question. We used to
work out with him all the time. Hang out with him. Never.
No big deal. At Tim vs. Bob 3, where you were on the Imperial side,
yes.
Andrew was my hostage and negotiator for the rebels. And when we couldn't negotiate with the tribes, I actually gave him a setup that had thunder bees strapped to his chest, so that if the negotiations went south, he could just detonate the entire tribe.
Right.
So we have done that before, and it was effective because it took that tribe out of action for a little while. I tried to bribe him with candy, Maxim magazines. Then when that failed, he blew them all up.
Right.
So.
I mean, they had the opportunities. They chose that, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's like candy, Max magazines, nothing, boom.
Right.
So that's how it works. So yeah, that is very doable, and it does happen at games. I think suicide bombers or homicide bombers, however you want to call them, have been at airsoft games for a long time. because they kill other people.
I get that, but they go down themselves too in the game.
I know there was a term change back in like 2003 where people wanted to call them homicide bombers. Blah 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 blah.
Gotcha.
That being said, I remember one of the big and scary things we run into at Irene back when it was at Fort Knox. You went to one of those with me and Ross. One of the big things, and Jim Root, formerly of Cated Way, mentioned this, is like, don't trust the women. The women there are always the ones that are going to have bombs. It's going to be a baby bomb, it's going to be a teddy bear bomb, it's going to be a bomb.
Right.
And the thing is,
Bomb
like,
hey,
no, it looks like a bomb. It's probably not a bomb. Yeah, I remember like one lady kept trying to walk up to the rangers on the field, and it's like, hey, look at this teddy bear, and they're like, well, hold on. She's like, no, teddy bear. And then someone just saw she had a Thunderbee behind the teddy bear. They're like, grenade! And then she like threw the teddy bear and the grenade at them. But I was like, yeah, that's why we don't trust you. So
yeah, I feel like the one little caveat I do want to say is please be careful if you plan to do any suicide vest style things. When Thunderbees go off, there are lots of little small pieces of plastic at times, and just be careful with it. It could be a bit of a dangerous situation. So if you strap to your chest, do it a little bit lower so it's not going to hit you in the face or the jewels.
Yeah, I would personally suggest, because the top of the Thunderbee is metal, I would personally suggest, instead of using a Thunderbee, using a Claymore mine. We actually sell those at our walk-in store, at least our California walk-in store. I don't know about our Texas or Virginia one. But those would work better because they actually flip down and throw BBs directly out and into, I believe it's like a 100, maybe a 90-degree
It's a pretty good,
pattern.
pretty good spread, though.
Pretty good, yeah. And it throws like 2,000 BBs. So.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, I think for most game roles, like, if the BBs don't hit everybody, like, who cares? Like, you're still in this area,
dead.
You're all dead, so.
Yeah.
Someone asked Josh and Bob, would you ever consider using a Daytona gun? I have shot a Daytona gun before.
Really?
Yeah, 4 shots. It was at, what opera was that? Irene? No. What was the one that was in the school facility that we couldn't go inside?
Oh, that was the Whittier Juvenile Detention Facility. That was Red Storm.
Yeah.
That was Red Storm 3.
I was doing chrono at Red Storm, and I got to fire a couple of cool guns. One of them was a Daytona gun. Yeah, it's a very cool system. I think the recoil is awesome. But then again, it's also one of those situations where just, parts, supply, the ability to get it teched on. It's like buying a race car that there's only like 4 or 5 people in the United States that can fix. It's like, well, yeah, it is a race car and it's super awesome, but I don't really have like a lot of things I can do. If it breaks, I'm going to be in such a big issue with it. Whereas like a Polar Star system, I can just give that to Polar Star or the Tex. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the Daytona gun is super awesome, but it is a very niche system. But it is once again, it's very cool. What about you, Bob? Would that be something? Because I know you're always saying like the HPA doesn't give you the kinetic feedback that you want. So this is kind of that best of both worlds for you a little bit.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's been holding me back from HPA is that I have no feedback in the gun. It feels like I'm holding a hose. So yeah, if I had something like a Daytona gun where you get recoil, great. But not just great, awesome. But another big thing for me is like I don't like guns that are finicky or can jam or do all these different things that are problematic to fix. And the fact that Daytona guns, it's very hard to find someone to work on them.
Yeah.
Is a big problem. However,
because you break stuff occasionally.
Anything electronic, mechanical, or otherwise inclined to work will not function around.
Basically, if it has moving parts, Bob might have some issues with it. So,
that being said, I would love to rock an M249 with the Daytona setup, just because I've always wanted to have a saw or a light or a medium or a heavy machine gun that I could just rock and roll and have that recoil. That'd be a lot of fun.
But there's no bolts. Yeah, there's no bolt in a 249 though. In the standard.
I thought years ago I saw a photo of someone that put a Daytona gun setup into a 249. So I would only assume that it would recoil whether or not there's a bolt or not.
Yeah, I don't really know how that. I mean, obviously in the real one, we know where the recoil happens, but I don't know 100% of how that would work in an Airsoft.
I don't know.
I'd be curious to see it though.
Would you ever play Speedsoft? That's an interesting question from the Ginger Ninja. Oh, I like that name. It's
yes.
funny.
Yeah. Your sister.
My sister's Ginger with no soul.
And a ninja. Didn't she win that fight with what's his name in the backyard?
Oh, no, she got shot in the face.
Yeah,
that stuff. That was really funny.
Bland.
We can tell that story another time, but it was pretty funny.
So Evan asked, I just want to answer this one really quick. He's been asking for a little while. Bob and Josh, what's the best key mod or lightweight rail that is 10 to 12 inches for $60 to $80? Check on our website. It's called the Jag Slimline Key Mod. I believe it's around that price range. You can get it in a couple different links. Look up Jag Key Mod, and that should hopefully get you what you're looking for. If not, I definitely think there's some options on the website for rails So that price range for a 10 to 12 inch rail. For key mod, you might have a little bit of difficulty getting one for that price. If you save up a little bit more, 100 to 110 is definitely a good price.
I saw you on the screen, Tim.
Oh, darn it!
Yeah, I was looking right at this, and your head came right here.
Not gonna work out well.
Oh man, that would have been 3 times. That would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have been good. Everybody, in case you don't know, this is Steve from Auto.
What are you working on?
Nice road rash. Anyway, just to go back, someone asked, would you ever play Speedsoft? I mean, I think a lot of us have played Speedsoft not knowing we were playing Speedsoft, because essentially just rushing forward and taking advantage of as much of the terrain as you can as immediately as you can. Someone was asking, would we ever play Speedsoft?
Every day, that's all I play. That's all I want to play.
That's right.
I don't want to play.
Do you want to grab a chair or a stool?
I'm so sick of Milsim. I just want to Speedsoft all the time. Like, I just bought a dope beanie that says dope on the front of it so I can Speedsoft.
You should get that senpai hat.
No, I don't want to get noticed.
Then I'll notice the heck out of you.
Yeah.
All right, well, Tim, it's funny you're here because we're actually a little bit over time, but you can give us your thoughts on that T-shirt.
What T-shirt?
That's all I can think of. I got nothing.
That one, preferably.
Do you still? Because actually, we got asked this earlier. Do you still play Airsoft, Tim?
I played last Saturday.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting. Because I was actually
You were there, were you not?
Oh, I was thinking this last Saturday. I was there the Saturday before.
Oh.
So yeah, we did play against each other.
Oh, was it last Saturday? 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah, because the weekend just ended, so it was 2 Saturdays ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, I do play Airsoft.
Yes.
I've played 3 times this year. And it's only June.
That's actually more than me, and I work for 2 Airsoft retailers.
We had a mutual friend that came up to me after the game and was like, "Hey Bob, I shot Tim in the garage."
Oh, Harrison?
Yeah, that's right.
Harrison actually messaged me.
He shot me in the
vacation.
leg. It was like the region, but it really wasn't his goal.
Well, he was really excited about it.
Yeah, he messaged me while I was on vacation to tell me about it. He was like, dude, shot him in the D. And I was like, this is good
It was
news.
not in the D. It was like on my thigh. It was like the T.
I'm just saying, that's not a story I heard. And if I was the one that got shot in the D, I would adjust my story too.
Tim, people are asking for any Chris Vector updates.
Nope, not since last time I was here.
Not since last time he was here, which was?
No updates.
No, okay.
Yeah. It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Anything new you can tell us from Chris USA?
We're going to be sponsoring your BB Wars game.
Yes!
So I will be playing Airsoft again in July.
Against
So that'll
me.
be 4 times.
Yes.
Where and when?
GamePod.
GamePod.
This will be the game we're going to.
game.
Oh, right. Yeah, the one that's on my calendar, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Come to that one, guys.
Jeez.
I guess
Josh.
Josh will be there too.
Yeah.
I will.
Now
Now that he knows about the
I'm
game.
filming, yeah. It's gonna be great.
Now, Colonel Higgs, a.k.a. Jonathan from Airsoftology, will be in overall command.
Yes.
But I'm sure you will not hesitate to give him your thoughts and
No,
criticisms.
that's his show. I'm gonna
You really, you don't think
I'm
you're
gonna jump in the buggy and start wasting people.
No,
That's
okay.
what I'm gonna do.
And then you're gonna get shot in the crotch by a rocket.
Maybe.
Yes.
Probably.
Not a maybe. Team therapist.
I think we're gonna actually they might let us pull out the field artillery for this one.
Yeah, I'll be using that too.
No. Whoever gets the buggy, the other team gets field artillery.
Whatever. I'll
Okay.
take both.
Whatever. All right. Well, that will be fun. I'm really excited. I don't know if you saw we actually recently got new sets of armor from Galactac. Have you seen those? Really?
I don't even wear armor.
Are they here?
They're not here. They're supposed to, well, I shouldn't say we just got, but
Yeah,
they should
'cause
be
that-
arriving in a
that's-
few days. Have you seen HK along with SOG Knives? They did this Mandalorian like armor outfit. Shot show?
You've seen it, Tim. You've
Okay,
seen it.
I'm
It's
just
a real.
gonna-
It's a real firearm.
It's a Mandalorian.
Oh my god. Can someone explain to him the Star Wars?
A Star. Have you seen a Star War?
I've seen a War of Stars. Yeah, Star Wars.
We went and seen the Star War together.
Yeah.
Well,
The
yeah. The guy wasn't in this Star. You just typed in Galactic Bomb.
I typed in Galactac, which is what it's called.
Galactic.
You guys suck, okay?
Your Google foo is awesome.
Okay, this is what some of the armor setup that we're getting is going to look like. That is just for the Imperial Commanders. We're apparently getting 4 sets of it that are numbered and serialized.
That looks ridiculous.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Well, that is actually going to be it for our live show, unless there is one or many other things you guys want to mention. We're just running a bit over time.
Does it really matter if you're over time that much?
Well, kinda. I mean, these guys got to get out.
Armor. I'm probably just gonna run mag carriers and that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Pants, maybe?
Maybe pants.
Mm.
Is it optional?
Optional.
Okay.
Rare kill. All right, well, that's going to do it for our live show this time. If you guys have any suggestions on future live show topics or tactical gearhead loadouts you want us to do, throw them in the comments below. We would love to hear back, and
Definitely.
we'll be seeing you guys next week. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Play some video games. Enjoy your lives.